right, let's hit the field.
It is Sunday, May 18th, and it was the rubber match of the Subway Series between the Yankees and the Mets. Max Fried trying to stay unbeaten on the season and propel the Yankees to a series win. Could he get it done? My recap, your reactions, coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Hey, not too bad. All right. First of all, playoff vibes in the Bronx tonight and really all series. Shout out to everybody who went out there and made noise. I wish I could have been a part of it. I have to do the podcast after every single game, which is great, but it means I don't get to go to the stadium a lot. So tonight was one of those nights where I was truly envious of anybody who got to be there. Fantastic game. Cody Bellinger with an enormous grand slam in the 8th inning to break the game wide open, and the Yankees win 8-2. Second pitcher's duel in a row for much of the game. Obviously, the Yankees broke it open late, but this one was tight. I mean, it was 2-2 until the 8th inning when the Yankees scored 6 runs. Another really good performance by Max Fried, who is almost through May now and is still undefeated with a 1.29 ERA. Another tough night for Anthony Volpe. I'm sure it won't get lost in the shuffle with this crowd, who tend to be a little bit tough on Volpe when he has a bad night, but he had 2 of the worst at-bats that he's had all year. We got a voicemail about that. I'll play it. Jonathan Loaizaga, I want to give a shout-out to, looked tremendous tonight. I mean, the defense didn't help him, but his stuff is back to where it was before he got hurt. We're talking 98, 99 with a nasty sink, tail. Also, horrible calls from the umpire tonight for both teams. I'll admit that both teams were getting bad calls against them. But I noticed, like, the worse the umpire is, the more dramatic their strike 3 call seems to be, right? They knew they blew it, so they just sell it harder. It's like it becomes like weird theater. You know, you miss a call by 5 inches, and then you start doing lunges and fist pumps like it's a Peloton class. Anyway, Yankees take 2 out of 3, and they have won 4 series in a row. All right, let's get on to the recap.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
Pete Alonso in the first inning hit one 110 miles an hour off the bat. He thought it was gone, and it looked for a second like it was gone, but then the wind must have knocked it down. You see Belly camped underneath it.
Oh, there goes gravity.
And Alonso was disappointed. But Yankees jumped out first. Good bottom of the first inning. Error by Mark Vientos. Doubles by Judge. And Bellinger made it 2-0. The defense for the Mets tonight was not good. I mean, not only Vientos there, but Alonso later in the game. Mets got one back in the second. Fried put a couple of runners on. Then he got 2 strikeouts. You thought for a second, oh, man, he's going to pitch out of this. But then Jeff McNeil got him for a line drive single. And look, I want to just say, I know he's a Met, and I'm not supposed to like to watch any of the Mets, but I really like watching Jeff McNeil hit. He's got a great swing. Dive and catch by Judge in the 3rd inning. Not only a great hitter, but back to being an elite defender in the outfield, folks. Mets tied the game on a wild pitch by Fried. Soto was at the plate. Fried was trying to get him to chase, and he spiked the curveball a little too much. Runs scored. Yankees loaded the bases in the 5th inning, but Volpe grounded out on the first pitch that he saw. Not what you want. And I see the super chats rolling in. I will get to them in just a second. Loaizaga, as I mentioned, looked fantastic tonight. Yankees loaded the bases again in the 7th inning for Volpe, and he struck out. This time it was even worse than the last time. 3-0 in the count. He was up, ended up striking out on a pitch that was cutting in off the plate. Just a bad at-bat. 2 bad at-bats from him tonight. Devin Williams, I think, is one of the guys that we need to give a little of attention to. He threw the ball well again tonight. He threw the ball well in this series in some pressurized situations, and he looked good, and he looked aggressive. And you know what? His rhythm has been better. He just looks like he's getting back into the midseason form, and I'm comfortable now at least giving him the ball, in a tight game. I still don't want him closing. Dreamweaver's still my guy, but I just want to give a shout-out to Devin Williams. Nice at-bat by Dominguez to draw the leadoff walk from Stanek in the 8th inning. And then we saw a very interesting at bat that I was looking forward to. I wanted to see what DJ LeMahieu could do against a real pitcher. You don't see a guy, you don't see a lot of guys like Ryan Stanek in Double-A throwing 101 mile an hour cheddar, right? I thought he fouled off some pitches and he had some good swings. He looked more lively than we've seen him in recent years. Ultimately swung through a four-seam fastball at 100 miles an hour, but I thought the at-bat was quality. I thought he looked okay. Wells ripped one into the corner with one out. That made it second and third. Vivas, another guy that we got to give some flowers. He had a fantastic at-bat. 11 pitches, fouling off 100-mile-an-hour fastball after 100-mile-an-hour fastball, taking pitches just out of the zone. He was trying to go upstairs on him. He wouldn't chase. He ended up grounding the ball to first base, and Alonso just threw it away. He looked like he was trying to, hit somebody in the dugout. He missed home plate by 10 feet and nailed the backstop. Run scored, and that put the Yankees back out in top. But they were not done. Albert Jr. says, give Alonso the belt. That's pretty good. I thought about giving it to Soto for allowing us to get Bellinger and Goldschmidt, who both contributed tonight. But Belly with the big swing of the night. Belly bomb, and not only a bomb, a grand slam.
Hey now, goodbye, grand slam. It's a grand slam.
7th home run of the year, and he's having a great month of May. So, big swing of the bat. After that, it was just procedural. It made it 8-2. Yankees were able to shut it down pretty easily in the 9th inning, and they take 2 out of 3.
Game over. Yankees win. Yankees win.
All right, so we got a bunch of Super Chats. I want to get to those first, and then we'll reveal the belt winner, which should be no surprise. Ian says, what did I tell you about Bellinger? This is the guy we should have picked up 2 years ago, and tonight he truly earned his pinstripes, 100%. As David Cohn said, that was his Yankees moment. Linares says, Volpe out, please. We need a hitting shortstop. Oh, come on. He had a tough night, but he's still got a 745 OPS, and he still plays solid defense. Are we going to get on the kid every time he has a bad game? I mean, let's give it a rest, okay? Yes, he had a bad night, 2 really bad at-bats, but you're not going to get rid of him. Come on. The Rowdy Rattel says, thank God for Goldilocks and that belly bomb because jerk-face Volpe sure did stink the place up. Dude needs to be dropped to 9th. I could get behind dropping him in the order, but to say get rid of him, you're not going to get rid of him. He's here to stay for a while. Vincent Watlington says, 1 for 10, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, no extra base hits, no RBIs. Guess who I'm talking about? Does it rhyme with Shmon Shmoto? Tough series for Soto. Greg Lombardi says, Uncle Mike says hello. He's a new fan. Fantastic. Appreciate that. I used to have an Uncle Mike. Dan Conforti says, he wasn't so great this weekend. And then Richard C. says, was at the game. 6-year-olds were saying F. Juan Soto. Love it. Plus, DJ's looking real good against high velo and playing good defense. Yes, I neglected to mention that DJ looked great on defense tonight. So, anyway, time to give out the belt. Should be no surprise. The man with the 3-for-3 performance and 6 ribbies, Mr. Cody Bellinger. First belt of the year for Mr. Cody Bellinger. And reminder, we got 1,400 watching live in the chat. We're here live after every single Yankees game, going on 5 years in a row now. So go ahead and like, subscribe, join us, become a part of the community. Terrific, terrific night for Mr. Bellinger, who continues to feel his comfort levels grow after a tough start. We're seeing some really funny Soto messages. El Nino says, Juan, no show. Yikes. That's pretty good. Proficiency Music says Shmoto. And it's just basically the entire chat is clowning Juan Soto right now. look, we will have to face him at Citi Field. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch. We caught him at a time when he is obviously not playing as well as he did with us. He lost Aaron Judge behind him, so teams can pitch him a little bit differently. We saw Rodon be extra careful with him on Friday night, walked him 3 times. But, I don't feel sorry for him. He can go drown his tears in $100 bills if he wants to. We got another super chat here. This one from Billy B says, Soso not running to first after that slow swing. It was one of those check swing, like he got fooled. And you could see the frustration going. He wanted to get something done in this series to make it happen, but it just didn't happen for him. So tough night is what it is. Great night for Max Fried once again. 6 innings of 3-hit, 2-run baseball. This is the second start in a row that a Yankees starting pitcher has gone 6 innings and 2 runs. Clark Schmidt did have 5 walks. Fried only had 2. 8 strikeouts from Max Fried tonight. I thought he was pretty good, but he wasn't as good as we've seen him. I was really interested to see the Fried versus Soto matchup because the Yankees signed Max Fried almost immediately after Juan Soto signed. You knew that was going to happen. So he was, in their opinion, the next best way to spend their hundreds of millions of dollars to write the big check. And it so far has worked out. And tonight, advantage Fried popped out Soto in the first at-bat, struck him out with an absolute hammer in his second at-bat. Just one of the nastiest curveballs he's thrown all year. And then struck him out with a 2-seam inside fastball in his third at-bat. So Fried won the battles tonight. Ton of foul balls by the Mets tonight. They kind of worked his pitch count up over 100. Still 63 strikes, 11 whiffs. Max velo was 98 miles an hour. He did that twice. And his ERA jumped up. You're having a good year when your ERA goes up to 1.29. Fantastic performance for Max Fried. And a super chat here from Pep Easy. Appreciate it. So, what else can you say about Max Fried? He continues to live up to the hype. Let's talk a little bit more about Cody Bellinger, who, as someone said, earned his stripes tonight. Traded to the Yankees this winter. Over his last 13 games, he has really, really heated up now. .350 with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs after that grand slam tonight. On the season, his numbers are up to .258, .331 on base percentage, .789 OPS, which is respectable given the start that he had, and 7 home runs, 28 ribbies. And look, the power is starting to come back. He hit, it started with that home run in Baltimore. Then he had that home run on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball against the Padres, which was the first series that we won in this streak now of 4. That one was above the zone. He was waiting on it. He tomahawked it. And tonight, we needed that big hit to put this game away and allow the pitching to be comfortable, allow the Yankees to kind of breeze through the 9th inning. And that was a big swing. So he's starting to feel it a little bit, and I am here for it. We got another super chat here. Michael Anderson says, Susan was talking all series about how big it was for Williams to get Alonso out, and tonight he got the win off of an Alonso error. Keep this up. Yeah, he's throwing the ball well. He the last couple of times out, he's looked really good. All right, let's talk about the series at large. So Soto got the cold shoulder. I thought that the fans turning their back on Soto was, a demonstrative and unique and interesting gesture. Game 1, Yankees scored 6 runs without the benefit of a home run. Great performance from Carlos Rodon, who is not only striking out a ton of hitters, but he's also not allowing many hits this year. Yesterday was a tight game. Griffin Canning was terrific. Yankees got home runs from LeMahieu and Bellinger, but ultimately Fernando Cruz struggled in the 9th inning, and that was the difference. And the Yankees missed out on a number of opportunities with runners on base that they could have pushed across some runs. Talk after the game and into the voicemails this morning was about the inability to bunt from Yorbit Vivas, but tonight, great at bat from Vivas in a tough situation. He battled. I think that was one of the most underrated at bats of the entire series. And then Cody Bellinger just staying hot. And we got Loizaga back this series. As I mentioned earlier, his stuff looks tremendous. He's going to really help out this bullpen. And Devin Williams with a couple of really good performances. And now Texas. Texas is in second place in the American League West. Corey Seager continues to smash the baseball, hitting over 300 this year with, I believe, 6 home runs. Rangers won the World Series a couple of years ago. They're off to a decent start, 25-23. Bruce Bochy is a pretty good manager. He's won several World Series. No starters for the series announced yet, but we can kind of piece it together based on who's pitched recently. Jack Leiter pitched today, so it won't be him. I was kind of hoping to see him because I like to see the young players, and especially somebody who's related to Al Leiter and Mark Leiter. I thought that would be an interesting dynamic, but he will not pitch in the series. Molly pitched yesterday. He's got a 1.47 ERA, so thankfully we're going to miss him. But I don't think we're going to be as fortunate to miss Jacob deGrom, who is back from Tommy John surgery and dealing. He's 4-1 with a 2.29 ERA in 9 starts. And then you got Nathan Eovaldi, who's always tough on the Yankees. He's got a 1.61 ERA in 10 starts this year. Probably going to see him. Opponents hitting just 179 against him. That's 4th best in Major League Baseball. Josh Young is having a good year with 7 home runs. Wyatt Langford, who was the talk of spring training last year, but then didn't really put it together during the regular season, he has got 9 home runs already. He's finally finding it in the major leagues. And it's going to come down to whether or not the Yankees can hit the Rangers pitching. Now, I know the Yankees have won 4 straight series and we're riding high. I don't feel as great about this series just because the pitching matchups don't line up against us. So, but maybe we'll get some regression here to the mean. It's not often that guys can maintain a 1.5 ERA deep into the season. And Eovaldi's not a guy who's going to do that. I mean, at some point he's going to allow some runs and regress to the mean. You just hope it starts against the Yankees. We got a few more comments here. Richard C. says, read Devin Williams, 90% of the game is half mental. Shout out to Yogi, who would have just turned 100. But one more. D's channel says, where are the people that said the Yankees would be swept or lose this series? Nowhere to be found. You can find them over on one of the Mets channels, I'm sure, or just avoiding the internet and avoiding coverage completely. All right, quick 60-second word from our sponsor. Then we got a voicemail. We'll take some more chat comments here as we wrap up 2 out of 3. Quick word from Harry. In baseball, as in life, it's all about having that extra edge, that little extra half second of a swing, the late break on a slider, or the grit to outlast your opponent on a hot afternoon. Same goes for shaving. Harry's gives you the edge where it counts. I tried the $5 trial set, and honestly, it's like the ace of my bathroom rotation. The handle's weighted just right, the razor is smooth, and the foaming shave gel lathers better than anything I have used before. I keep my beard tight around the jawline, clean edges, no irritation. Harry's handles it with ease. Even the packaging is big league, and their body wash, I've got the redwood scent. It's like a fresh cut field on opening day. Get the edge on your shave with Harry's razors. Normally their trial set is $10, but right now you can get it for just $5 at harrys.com/stripe. That's harrys.com/stripe for a $5 trial set. All right. So we got a comment here from David who says Josh Smith, who we gave away, is also hitting well. He's somebody I don't think I mentioned, but I did have in my notes that I wanted to mention. He is playing great. He's somebody we should watch out for. And former Yankee farmhand who was, I know THG Wicked 50 Cal, who's one of our mods, was really, really high on him. And my brother Kevin, one of the ones who got me into baseball and who I mentioned in my book that some of you guys listened to, he was a fan of Josh Smith when he was in the minor leagues. And I remember thinking, we could use a contact hitting lefty. He came up in 2023, didn't really hit too much, but he's put it together since. And this year he's having a great year. 295 so far with a 797 OPS for the Texas Rangers. Richard C. says they are crying in Queens. All right, here's a quick call about Volpe. Let's go ahead and get it out of the way.
Oh my gosh, Volpe, man, killing everybody. 2 worst at-bats of the game. Bases loaded, first pitch swinging at a ball out of the zone for a capper. If you're not doing damage on the pitch, don't even swing. That's brutal. Gets out of the inning. This one swings at 3 straight balls. Would have walked in the leading run. I can't. Freaking Volpe, man.
Yeah, tough night for Volpe. I don't want to pile on because every player has tough games. His seem to come in big spots, and it's just the way it is. But I still like Volpe as a player. I think overall, his numbers have been pretty decent this year. Definitely a plus player in terms of shortstops in the league. But, I mean, he's not without his warts. Every player has warts. I think we're just, we got so used to, Jeter and then Didi overperforming. And Didi was such a beloved shortstop, and we really haven't had a great shortstop since then. I think Volpe, the Yankees are trying to make him that guy. So far, he's had difficulty winning the fans over, but I still like him. Richard C. says he needs to go see Teacher Man. We'll see. And then Jack Lumina says he needs to quit eating dingleberries. That's pretty gross, dude. Thanks for making it weird. All right. So, Matthew Errico says Volpe could easily have 40 RBIs now with how many left on base he has in every key moment. He has had a lot of opportunities this year that he hasn't come through. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. I mean, it is warranted to criticize him for sure, but I just don't want to pile on, especially in a night where we're in such a great mood. We won 2 out of 3. Let's, let bygones be bygones. Hopefully he continues to get better. Robert Ryan says, come on, Volpe, you are better than this. And I agree. I think he's going to have his moments. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Obviously, a great series if you're a Yankees fan. 2 out of 3. And a lot of positives. And perhaps my favorite positive is that Juan Soto did precisely dick in this series. He made a 3-hop noodle throw from right field in Game 1. Yeah, he had a base hit in Game 2. He ended up scoring a run. He stole third base. I guess you could say that led partially to the win. But today did absolutely nothing. Max Fried made him look silly with a big hammer. And, he's leaving town with an understanding that the Yankees' plan B, which was Bellinger and Goldschmidt and Fried, all contributed to the Yankees taking 2 out of 3.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Reminder to help out the podcast. Download on all your favorite podcast platforms, and please check out nydesigns.shop. We got all sorts of fun designs. We got Dreamweaver there on your screen. We got all sorts of good stuff, and I'm thinking about if Vivas gets going, Live in La Vivas Loco, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, check it out, all that good stuff. We'll catch you tomorrow. Monday night is an off night, but we are going to do a little podcast here to talk about the state of the Yanks. Just a solo podcast, probably. I might have Aiden on, we'll see. But just going to kind of talk through everything that's going on with the team while they have a rare off day in New York City. I'll catch you next time. Hey, while I've got you here, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Pinstripe Territory is the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We are home to the #1 most watched MLB postgame show on YouTube since 2021. We're here after every Yankees game and for reactions to all the best news and rumors during the offseason. Be a part of the show by calling into the voicemail 718-899-1068. Try to keep it clean for me. And if you ever miss us on YouTube, be sure and subscribe on all your favorite podcast platforms. Go ahead and rate us 5 stars. It'll help other people find the show. Thanks for watching. See ya.